We went underneath Morse Boulevard several times, and guess what? Now we're getting ready to actually drive on Morse Boulevard. This right here is one of the most deadly intersections of the Villages for golf cart drivers. We stop, we'll get into our own golf cart multimodal right there. It says, welcome to Villages, a golf cart community, drive with care. What's up, everybody? It's another awesome day to be in FLA, and it's also an awesome day for a very long golf cart ride here in the bubble of the Villages, Florida. Today is Good Friday, April the 3rd, 2026, a little bit before 12:30 in the afternoon, and we got some awesome weather today. Partly cloudy, a little bit of wind, actually a whole lot of wind. No rain in the forecast, but you never know. Tiffany and I were out for a long golf cart yesterday and wasn't supposed to be any rain, and we got totally drenched. So one of the main reasons I think most people move to the Villages, if you had to rank your top 5 or your top 10 reasons on why you move to the Villages, I think golf cart life and golf cart culture, just be able to drive your golf cart anywhere in the Villages, is probably up there at everybody's top 3 reasons for moving here. And lately, we've been posting some more golf cart ride along videos, and a lot of you have reached out in the comments below or on Facebook or on Instagram to let us know that you really do appreciate those. And so today I have to run an errand all the way down here where we're at in the southern part of the Villages. Before I forget, we are starting today's adventure right here in the St. Catherine. This is the recreation and postal facility for the Village of St. Catherine. And then right here behind me, just on the other side of this little pond, that's the Ezell Recreation Center. That's a regional recreation center that also has one of the sports pools over there. And then just on the other side of Ezell is Sawgrass Grove. So I've got to drive all the way up to Spanish Springs. Today is the day that we go pick up our packets, our race packets for Team Awesome. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. we'll all be doing the 5K fun, walk, run, roll, whatever you want to do, or just come up there and cheer everybody on. So I've got to drive all the way up there to pick up those race packets. So why don't we, show you kind of what it's like this first week of April. We're going to start right here in the parking lot. We'll drive through this parking lot for Sawgrass Grove. We'll take the multimodal along Megason Road for just a couple of minutes, and then that's where Morse Boulevard dumps out down here in the southern section. That's the very end of Morse Boulevard down here in the southern region. And then we're gonna drive all the way up. We'll take the multimodal all the way up there, running parallel to Morse Boulevard basically, until we reach the La Hacienda Regional Recreation Center, which is right there next to Spanish Springs Town Square. And right on cue, the Amazon delivery van is stopping to make a delivery. They stop at our house, a couple of times a week. And by the way, we do have our own Amazon shop that has a lot of awesome gadgets that we have for our golf cart, and a lot of things that we've bought for our home here in the Villages, and also things that we use when we travel and go cruising and stuff like that. So if you're an Amazon shopper, go check out our Amazon shop. So this is what one of the neighborhood, village, postal, and recreation facilities looks like before we jump on our golf cart over there. You can see we got some shuffleboard courts right here. We got the bocce courts over there. We got the cornhole toss back here. And then just on the other side of that wall over there is the swimming pool. So let's walk over here and get the camera all reattached to our golf cart and begin today's journey. I just looked it up on the Villages app and the GPS. It's a little more than 17 miles. I think it's 17.1 miles from here all the way up to La Hacienda, going the multimodal cart paths. And it says it should take us around an hour to about an hour and 9 minutes to get up there. Or if we were to take a car and just drive all the way up Morse Boulevard, I think it was about 14 miles, definitely less than 15 miles. And they said it would be 36 minutes. So let's get this camera all reattached and begin today's adventure. Goodbye to the Amazon Prime van. So now that we got the camera all reattached to the golf cart, I did pull up the Villages app, and I went into the GPS there and punched in La Hacienda Regional Recreation Center. So yes, from this parking lot right here all the way up there by golf cart is 17.1 miles, and they're estimating it will take an hour and 3 minutes. We'll see how busy it is out there in the multimodals. And then if we were to go by car and drive all the way up Morse Boulevard, it would be 14.9 miles. And they say it will take around 36 minutes. So I will call out the time and some time stamps between now, like when we leave and along the route, and I'll call it out when we get in the parking lot so we know exactly how long it takes us to get up there, because I may edit out portions of this video. If it's an awesome, perfect day and everything goes smoothly, I'll just leave the entire golf cart ride in there. But if there's a few bumps along the road, or if we just get stuck in traffic for a long time, I might edit that portion out. So enough about that. Let me get in the golf cart. Let me get all buckled up and we'll start today's adventure. So time check is 12:45 p.m. now. We've got 95% battery range left. Took me 5% to get from my house to here, plus the golf cart's been running for a while. But there is the St. Catherine Postal and Recreation sign. And we'll stop right here, make sure no one's coming to our right, and then we're going to go right here and take our immediate left.
In half a mile, continue on multimodal trail.
Well, you know what, we're not going to do that. I'm going to actually mute the GPS there, because we're going to take a left right here on Nancy Drive, and we're going to drive through here. There's a little shortcut that will bring us out there into the Sawgrass Grove parking lot. So that's a good thing about the Village's GPS app. If you want, you can connect it to your Bluetooth there and let it talk to you and give you the turn-by-turn directions. But I've got it muted now, and I've got my phone mounted up here on the roof where I can look at it really, really easily right there in front of me, just above my mirror, and got an awesome phone attachment for our golf cart in our Amazon shop, so I'll post a link to that below. But now we got on this little mini multimodal cart path right here. And then we'll stop, make sure no one's coming. There's no one coming to the right, because I think the right there is just basically dumpsters. Yeah, it was just dumpsters off to our right. And now here we are in the parking lot for Ezell. So this is one of the bigger regional recreation centers. You know, sometimes when Tiffany and I are out here driving and talking for an hour or two, sometimes we might say, oh, that's a regional, or it's a whatever, but call it the wrong name. But this is definitely a regional recreation center. It's one of the bigger ones, has all of the big giant ballrooms inside, has a workout facility in there, has the sports pool. And let's go through the roundabout here, just so you can see Sawgrass Grove. And there'll be live entertainment out here tonight if there's no storm. Those clouds are kind of looking like a storm clouds there, but we'll see. So the stage is on the other side of that, and we're going to hang a left right here through the parking lot. This isn't the shortest route. I just kind of want to show you this. And then there's also another little, not so secret, but some people don't know about this, another little multimodal cart path right here where you have golf cart parking only back here for Sawgrass Grove. And as we drive through right here, it'll bring us out here into the main multimodal that runs parallel to Megason Boulevard. So there's Megason Road, I guess, right there in front of us. And we live all the way down at the other end of Megason to the left. So let's hang a right here. And just like Disney's the ride, they talk about the backside of water. Well, here's the backside of Sawgrass Grove, the backside of the stage there. Some folks out enjoying their bicycles today. Got folks out here walking. And we got a few golf carts coming our way right here. But this is definitely slowed down. It's nowhere near as busy what it has been during peak snowbird season. Off to our right over there is one of our favorite putt-putts to go play at. So a lot of people head over to Sawgrass Grove. There must be something going on this afternoon that I don't know about. the best way to do that is to probably go check the Village's entertainment website. They have a separate website just for that. They'll tell you about all the free activities going on and then all the paid activities too. We'll stop right here. So we could have took the other road and came through that neighborhood there and then connected right here with this multimodal. But I thought it was a little bit more interesting to show you those two parking lots back there and some of the amenities here in the southern section of the Villages. Yeah, everybody's headed that direction. There must be something going on. When I stop later, I'll pull up my phone and check out the app to see what's going on over there. Because no one's going our direction, but everybody else is going back there. There's the brand new Evolution D-Max right there. That's the newer version of our golf cart. And yes, we do have our name on a waiting list for that. When they do come back in stock, a lot of you have asked in the comments below, do we still love our Evolution Ranger D5 4-forward golf cart? And we absolutely love it. We've had it now, golly, for almost 2 years. We've really had no issues with it whatsoever. I did put it in the shop here recently for only a day because we have our dealer. He'll pick it up and then check the brakes and do kind of a one-time annual checkup for us. So I'll share some more information about where we bought our golf cart from later on in today's video. So we just went down, you know, we did not go through that tunnel over there. If we were to take a left and went through that tunnel that was back there behind us, then we would have followed Megason Road, and then if we followed Megason Road all the way up in that direction, that would have took us to Brownwood Town Square. But now, right here off to our left-hand side, that is Morse Boulevard. And so we have approximately 15.8 miles from here all the way up there to La Hacienda. That was interesting, that golf cart that just passed us, that was pretty much Clemson orange. I went to Clemson, go Tigers, but across the front it said Alabama. I can tell you, it's one thing you will not catch me driving. Well, I may drive one to test drive it, but you won't catch me owning anything that's that garnet color, that's Alabama or South Carolina Gamecocks or anything like that. We take our football serious down here in the South. So, hey, matter of fact, that's a good time. Why don't we get a little bit of a college football rivalry? Or it is, I think it's still the NCAA March Madness, even though it's April, right? Is the tournament still going on, or I missed the final championship game? Once Duke got beat the other day, yes, even though I did go to Clemson, I still root for Duke in basketball. And after they messed that game up and lost on that buzzer beater the other night, I just basically, you know, quit watching. So anyway, drop in the comments below, who's your college sports team? Who do you root for? I don't have it on today, but normally I wear my state of South Carolina, the South Carolina flag emblem on one of the hats I wear in a lot of videos. A lot of you ask, you know, what's our connection to that? Well, Tiffany and I, we met in South Carolina almost 35 years ago. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. And matter of fact, it's our anniversary, our wedding anniversary this week. We'll be celebrating 32 years of marriage in less than a week. She's put up with me legally for 32 years and totally all in for almost 35 since we started dating and everything. But yeah, that's how we met. We met back in South Carolina. I went to Clemson. She went to Furman University. We were both working a summer job. Became friends, became best friends, started dating. And then the rest is kind of history. Yeah, we got married back in April of 1994. And then our son was born there. We lived our first 10 years of our marriage there in Greenville, South Carolina, which was another area that we did consider, you know, going back to retire. The Carolinas is an awesome place. You know, we love the Villages. We love Central Florida, but we also love the Carolinas. There's a lot of awesome places there to go, either just to visit or to retire to. And one of the awesome things about living in the Carolinas, especially where we lived in Greenville for a while, then we moved to Raleigh, North Carolina, the Cary area. And then we, probably like the last almost 20 years before we moved into Central Florida, we lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. So the great thing about living down there is I'm gonna stop, make sure no one's coming. Clear to our right, clear to our left. Is you can get to the mountains very, very easily, and you can also get to the beaches very, very easily. And you're far enough inland that you really don't have to worry about hurricanes too much. Our son did go to college for undergrad and for his MBA. He did go to a college right there on the coast. And I think his first 3 years of his undergrad, he had to evacuate and come back home because of hurricanes. So this is one of the more scenic areas to drive in back here. Now we got away from Morse Boulevard just a little bit there. Folks will come over here and park in this little area under the trees and walk their dogs. And now we'll drive back behind some of these homes right here. Someone recently asked about solar panels. There you go. You see that house right there has full solar panels. And we thought about putting solar panels on our house, but we're going to still be selling our house. So stay tuned. We'll tell you more details about that in a separate video. That's not what today's video is about. But our next house that we buy in the Villages, more than likely we will look into putting solar panels on our home, or we might buy a pre-existing home that already has solar panels on it to help us mitigate some of those really, really high electric bills that we have in the summer, because we do love to run the AC pretty low, keep it pretty chilly in our house. I'm going to stop right here and make sure no one is coming. Got somebody come off to our right, so we'll wait for them to come on by. You saw them, they said go dogs. In the back of their golf cart, they actually had 2 dogs buckled up. I don't know if they were bulldogs or not, but I saw them as they passed by. But yeah, if you haven't checked out any of our budget videos, if you're new to our channel, you haven't done that, we have a whole playlist. We've been documenting our experience and all of our expenses here in the Villages. And so we have a budget tracker spreadsheet on our website. And right there, that's the Chitty Chatty Postal and Recreation Facility right there. Very similar to the one where we started today's adventure. So yeah, go check out our website at michaelandtiffany.com if you want a copy of that. There's a way that you can do that. We got a little donation form on there too. And then what else? I don't know, it's just an awesome, beautiful day back here. You can definitely tell that snowbird season has officially ended. I know a lot of you will not flock out of here until the end of April. There's a little bit of debate. Well, when's the end of snowbird season? Go Google it, go use AI. Technically, the peak period of snowbird season is January 1st to March 31st. Then we have the spring shoulder season, which we're in right now, which started on April 1st, will go through the end of May. And then summer begins, there in June. And then we'll have the fall shoulder season later on the year. But Tiffany and I, we live here year round, except for, of course, when we're out traveling on all of our adventures. We're doing a lot of cruises. We've actually probably been on 3 or 4 cruises that we have not shared with everybody. I still got to edit that group cruise video, which I'll get that edited and get that video posted no later than next week, because a week from tomorrow, a week from Saturday, Tiffany and I are going on another cruise. It's our anniversary cruise to celebrate 32 years of marriage. It's a brand new ship. Well, it's not a brand new ship. It's a new ship to us, a ship that we've never been on before. So if you like cruising, if you like traveling, not only check out our main website at michaelandtiffany.com, but we also have michaelandtiffanytravels.com. So go check that out. We have our Facebook and Instagram account that we post stuff here, primarily for about pre-retirement, retirement, what it's like to live here in Central Florida year-round on our main Facebook and Instagram page at Michael Tiffany TVE. But we also got a brand new one for Facebook and Instagram, Michael and Tiffany Travels. There goes another Evolution golf cart right there. And now we're getting ready to go over the Chitty Chatty Bridge. And we're going over the road right now, but off to our left, if you're on that road, that would take you over to Brownwood. And now we got to stop and be really careful right here because we do have to merge with regular traffic for just a second. Clear to my left, clear to my right, and clear to my left again. So we got to be on the road for just a second as we get ready to pass the Rohan Regional Recreation Facility, another big regional one that has the sports pool and all that kind of stuff. And then here in just a second, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to get out there in that main road, the roundabout right here. Look for it right before you get to that roundabout. Take a right here and get back on the multimodal cart path. There is a little stop sign here. A lot of people miss this. Yep, see, you got a car flying by. That's why you want to make sure. Nope, they were turning without blinkers, but they had a good head of steam there. So it's always good to keep your head on a swivel. Practice defensive driving out here. And there you go. You can see Morse Boulevard off to our left-hand side. We went under that golf cart tunnel there. It takes us to the Soaring Eagle softball complex off to our left-hand side. It's on the other side of Morse Boulevard. So I'm gonna try to get this video edited, posted tonight. That's the goal anyway. So if you're part of Team Awesome, let us know in the comments below. We're looking forward to seeing y'all tomorrow morning, bright and early. If you signed up for that, then you should have received several emails from Tiffany telling you where we're gonna meet up to take the group photo, and then what we'll be doing for the team group meetup afterwards. We got a catered breakfast. I'll be giving out some awards and things like that. So we're super excited to see everybody tomorrow morning. And this is the village of Osceola Hills. So you can go that way right there to get into the neighborhood, but we're going to stop right here and look to our left. The gate arms are down. No one coming off to our right-hand side. And then make our way across back over here into the multimodal. So quick question, if you're watching the video right now, respond in the comments below. Are you already retired or are you dreaming about retirement? Let us know in the comments. Are you already retired or are you dreaming about retirement? There's another Evolution 4 Ford golf cart right there. And then also let us know, do you already live in the villages or are you dreaming about moving to the villages? And if so, are you a full-time resident? Are you going to be a snowbird, or are you going to be a snowflake, someone that kind of comes and goes several times a year? So we got a second entrance for this neighborhood right here. This one doesn't have the guard shack. You just use your little card there to swipe to go in. We'll stop. The gate arms are down to our left. No one coming off to our right. And then here is another recreation center. This is Burnside. I used to mispronounce that and call it Burnseed, but I think it's Burnside. Let's just ride through the parking lot real quick. It's going to add a little bit of time to us, but just so you can see what this one looks like on the outside. This one's a lot more, I know, Disney looking. Looks like this would be over there at Disney's Fort Wilderness. don't have time to stop and go inside right now. But if you'd like to see Tiffany and I do some golf cart rides and go show you the insides of some of these awesome recreation centers, let us know not only in the comments below here for our YouTube video, but go over there and follow on Facebook. That's what Tiffany, she posts stuff over there in real time. So go follow both those Facebook feeds and let Tiffany know you'd like to see her document and show you some more of the insides of these different recreation centers. All right, let's get back here on the multimodal cart path. Morse Boulevard back there ahead of us again. We'll call it a timestamp right now. Currently it is 1:05 p.m. So we'll go under this tunnel. This is tunnel M14. So now we're going underneath Morse Boulevard, and we'll come out on the other side. We'll stop right here and hang a right. Use that mirror. No one's coming off to our left. I can hear some noisy gas golf carts coming up behind me back here. And then we got to stop and look back to our left, make sure no one's flying down through here. We got the all clear. And there you go. Why did Michael cross the road? To get to the other side of Morse Boulevard. So the app says we still have 11.1 miles before we reach our destination. It is now 1:06 p.m. But yeah, for those of us that live here year-round, I can definitely tell that snowbird season is coming to an end. January, February, and early March, every time I drove up here, these multimodal cart paths were completely packed. Sometimes you'd be behind 5 or 10 different golf carts here, a little golf cart parade. It may get busier as we get up more towards the other town squares. But shoulder season, both in the spring and in the fall, is actually Tiffany and I's favorite time to be here in Central Florida for a couple of reasons. Number one, it is less crowded. Hey, we absolutely love snowbirds. We appreciate you all flocking down here and having a good time, but it definitely gets really busy. It definitely gets really crazy, not only here in the villages, but all over Florida. It just gets completely packed, right? So it is harder to drive around, harder to get into restaurants and things like that. So we love all that energy that everybody brings. They come down here for snowbird season, but it's also very nice when everybody flocks back home. Speaking of home, the village of Charlotte. We did live in Charlotte, North Carolina, like I said earlier. So it is a little bit easier to navigate things, right? But the other thing, why we really love shoulder season, is it's starting to warm up, but it's not too hot. And the most important thing is we wait for this car to fly by us here on the left-hand side. We got the clear, the gate arms are down, we're good. The really awesome thing about shoulder season is it's not too humid. And so I know a lot of you are worried about living here year-round, or how hot does it get here in the summer. It gets hot here in the summer, but let's face it gets hot everywhere now in the summer. And it does get really humid. But Tiffany and I, we were born and raised in the Southeast. We've lived in the Southeast our entire life. We've traveled the entire country for our work, so we know what it's like to be in different areas of the country. Tiffany's had to cover the Northeast a lot, and up in Michigan and New York and stuff like that for a lot of her career. I used to go out west a lot, central United States and stuff like that. Well, she went to central United States as well too. So we do know what it's like to travel all over the country, but we have lived in the Southeast our entire life. So, we just know how to adapt to humidity. That's why God invented AC, right? That's why we run the AC. If it gets too hot, it gets too humid, we just go inside. But it's a little insider tip, a little insider hack. If you want to get out and about and be more active, keep your AC up higher in your home. and then just get out and about, and then go to one of the recreation centers where they got the AC crank down really nice and cold during the day. So Tiffany and I, we tried to go make a video yesterday to update everybody on some of our dreams, goals, and plans, because, you know, plans can't, one of our sayings in life is focus on the goal, not the plan, right? The goal or the dream is what matters. The plan can, will, and often does change. So we did want to go out and kind of film something yesterday, and we drove all the way up to Nancy Lopez Legacy, and we were going to film some stuff. We did end up having a nice lunch up there yesterday and film some stuff, but we stopped by Lake Sumter Landing, but the weather was just horrible yesterday, and then we got totally drenched. So stay tuned. We will be recording. We will be sharing with you a little bit about our plans as far as selling our house and what we're going to do next. We're not leaving the bubble of the Villages, Florida, but some of our plans are changing. So just stay tuned. We'll be sharing that with you here very soon. And yesterday we drove up all the way up Buena Vista Avenue instead of Morse Boulevard because we wanted to film that and show that for you. And part of the golf cart ride yesterday was great, but part of it was horrible. Maybe I'll drop a little bit on top of that and show you just how much it was raining on us. It was pretty bad. If you were here yesterday when that storm came through, let us know in the comments below. There was a lot of debris on the multimodals when we were driving back home yesterday. But as you can see here, wow, this little intersection here is a little beehive activity. It's a little crazy right here. Let's see here. Yep. Oh, we got an awesome classic golf cart coming here in just a second. All right. Whoops. Well. All right. We got the gate arms coming up, so let's keep a head on our swivel here. Wait for the gate arms to go back down. And now we got the all clear. All right, that's the busiest we've seen it so far today. And I lost my train of thought there. I had people waving me on and other people stopping, so it was getting a little confusing there. Oh wow, check out that classic golf cart. That is sharp. You do see a lot more of the classic golf carts up here in the middle part or the northern section of the Villages than you do down there in the southern region. I've seen a few down there. But to my knowledge, I don't think anybody's built a lithium-powered, custom, classic-looking golf cart yet. Maybe somebody has, I don't know about. All right, we're going to take a right here and go back underneath another golf cart tunnel. Tunnel M11, going back underneath Morse Boulevard. Now we're only going about 13 miles per hour right now. So the multimodal cart paths are, you know, they say 20 miles per hour. Some people do 20 miles per hour exactly. Some people go way under 20 miles per hour. Some people go way over 20 miles per hour. So you never know what you're going to get. And you can pass, you know, but I'm not going to pass right now. Maybe he's going to pull over here in just a second. He's up to 18 miles per hour now, so not too bad. We got to take a left and go underneath another golf cart tunnel here in just a second. Right here, as a matter of fact. Going under tunnel M10 right now. And this is one of Tiffany's favorite places right here, and I'll show you why here in just a second. As we pass another Regional Recreation Center over here, Colony Cottage off to our left. Got another one of the sports pools. This is why this is one of Tiffany's favorite places here at the Villages, because we have our own red light here for golf carts. This is a very, very busy intersection. And to be honest with you, oh wow, check out that awesome looking classic golf cart over there across the way. That is sharp, sharp, sharp. To be honest with you, we're gonna need a red light over there to cross at Sawgrass Grove to go over Megason Road, because it's getting so darn busy in that area as well too. So, all right, we got the green light. Awesome golf cart. And now we made it safely across. You see some folks over there off to our right-hand side enjoying a round of golf. Parking lot over there for Colony Cottage Recreation Center is pretty full. And there is Morse Boulevard again, directly in front of us. So we have been spending a lot more time up here in this area than when we did that first year and a half that we moved the Villages, because we first moved the Villages, we were so focused on Eastport, and we still love the Eastport area. But after Tiffany's parents decided to move up from Southwest Florida, move up here full-time to the Villages to be close to us, this is the area that they moved into. So we spent a lot of time helping them go look at resale homes, and we visit them up here. Matter of fact, we'll see them tomorrow. Not tomorrow, we will. We'll see them tomorrow. We'll see them Saturday for the Running of the Squares 5K and Meetup, and we'll see them on Sunday. We're gonna hang a left right here first though and go back under this tunnel, M9, go back under Morse Boulevard again. And then we're gonna stop, and then we're gonna go right here. And now we're going around. Well, we'll talk about here in just a second, but yeah, we're gonna see Tiffany's parents again here on Sunday for Easter Sunday. We'll go out for Easter brunch after church. But they live in this general vicinity right here. I'll just tell you, they live in this general vicinity. They absolutely love it. We absolutely love it up here as well too. We're getting ready to pass one of our favorite country clubs. This is the Village of Hemingway right here. So this is the Havana Country Club off to our left-hand side. We love to come over here and eat a lot. It's a great place. Tiffany and I eat by ourselves or to meet Tiffany's parents. So we're rethinking it now. Just put it that way. We're rethinking it now. Do we really want to buy brand new, or do we want to buy resale? The Village is awesome. There's a lot of awesome things about the Villages. You can be close to some things, but you can't be close to everything. There you go. Now you can see Havana Country Club again on the other side of the road. And so as, you know, just today's example, this golf cart ride is going to take us over an hour from our house to drive from here all the way up to Spanish Springs. We like Spanish Springs, but we don't go up there quite as often as we used to. We first moved the Villages because it is a long haul by car or by golf cart. But Brownwood, we can get to Brownwood in about 25 minutes or less from our house. We love going up to Lake Sumter Landing. That's probably, I don't know, maybe we'll do a video and we'll rank our favorite. We'll save that for you. We'll go visit all the town squares. We'll rank them from our favorite to not really least favorite, but we'll put them in order, you know, what is our favorite and tell you some of the reasons why. So you can't be close to everything in the Villages, but you can be close to things that matter to you, whether it be a town square or a regional recreation center or a neighborhood recreation center or whatever it might be. Your family, your friends, the different activities that you like to do. The Villages does span 3 counties. There's 165,000 plus people that call the Villages home, either full-time or part-time. The Villages has bought enough land over there at the Eastport area and going south that they'll build for the next 20 or 30 years. And if and when they do completely get this thing done and quit building, you know, I think they're estimating we'll double the amount of residents. We'll go from 165,000 to well over 300,000 residents. And so you just can't beat next to everything, right? But as you can see right here from today's video, let's watch, make sure no one's coming because there's no gate arms right there. I think this is what everybody kind of envisions when they think of the Villages. All these giant palm trees, the mature regular trees, big mature hedges and landscaping. Let's face it, it's just a lot more beautiful up here than it is down there at the Eastport area. We love Eastport, we love the Eastport area, but it's pretty barren down there, right? They kind of pretty much clear cut that entire area. They save the big massive oak trees that you have to save by law anyway. And there's a lot of rules around that you got to save those oak trees. I did see some that did come down. Was it an act of nature? I don't know, right? But basically every other type of tree down there in that region is gone. So it's going to take that area 10, 15 plus years for the trees that the Villages did plant, and then that folks plant in their own yards and stuff like that, for them to grow up and give you this awesome kind of look and feel to it. So there's no wrong place to live in the Villages. Another one of our sayings is love where you live. And we do love where we live right now currently. Two things can be true. We love where we live currently down in Lake Denham, the Village of Lake Denham. It's actually awesome. I would think that most people, if you live in Lake Denham, if you live in Dabney, if you live in the Enclave down there in our neck of the woods, let us know in the comments below and let us know if you love it or not. So we do love living down there. It's very, very peaceful. You know, it's kind of nice to kind of, you're still in the bubble, but you kind of get out of the bubble. It's not so crazy down there in our neck of the woods, but you can very easily by car or golf cart. Speaking of, there goes another Evolution Ranger. 4 they had the sticker on. They bought it the exact same place we bought ours, so more info about that later. So we do love it living down there, but we need a third bedroom. We only have a 2-bedroom, and we definitely need a bigger garage because we only have room for 1 golf cart. We definitely need 2 golf carts because Tiffany has her activities and things that she likes to do. I have my activities and things I like to do. Matter of fact, she's out running errands right now in her car, getting ready. She's kind of up here in the same general area I'm going to be in, but she's got to run to like Walmart and Target and other stuff you can't really get to by golf cart. So she's up here in her car running some errands, getting ready for tomorrow's meetup, and go check out the recreation center we're going to be meeting up and the caterers and all that kind of stuff. And I'm taking the golf cart, this long golf cart ride. But there are days when she wants to go to a dance class or some other activity, and I want to go do something. So we definitely need 2 golf carts, and we just don't have room for 2 golf carts right now. We still have 2 cars, 1 golf cart. Eventually we will get rid of her car and we'll go down to 1 car and 2 golf carts, or who knows, we might even get a 3rd golf cart for when family and friends do come to visit. Let them use that. Alrighty, another beehive activity here. Let's get across. We got the gate arms coming up, so we're going to wait for this car to come on through. And we're passing the starter shack here for Virginia. So we'll go back underneath another golf cart tunnel, tunnel M7, go back under Morse Boulevard once again. I've lost track how many times we've gone underneath Morse Boulevard. We're gonna hang a left right here, wait on this golf cart to come around. And he's hanging a left. Love all these oak trees off to our right hand side, the Spanish moss. Do have a lot of those over there in the village of Finney, and the Finney Recreation Center, Finney Grill. It's one of our favorite places to go over and walk around the nature trail. So it is a multimodal cart path. You got to be careful here because everybody can walk, they can ride their bikes, or they can ride their carts here. Yep. That is the awesome thing about living here in the villages. It allows everybody to have mobility and to get out and explore. So we'll do a time check here as we're getting ready to come up on Lake Sumter Landing. We're not going to drive through it right now. Maybe we'll do that on the drive back because I do want to get up here and get these race packets before the end of the day and in case a storm does come. But right now the timestamp is 1:25 in the afternoon and we left at what, 12:45? So it's been almost 40 minutes that we've been driving so far, if I'm doing the math correctly there. All right, clear to our left, clear to our right. We do got to drive through the parking lot just a little bit, but we're not going to do the town square loop right now. We'll save that for the ride home video. Maybe I'll make a separate video on the ride home. And now we go underneath one more golf cart tunnel. Tunnel M6 going back under Morse Boulevard one more time. And then we're going to hang a right here in just a second. Clear to our left and our right. Then up here in just a second is Lake Sumter Landing. So we kind of got to drive through the parking lot because unfortunately you can't just take this multimodal straight across. I don't know, maybe you used to could do that back in the day right there. Maybe you used to go straight across, but it is a very, very deadly and dangerous intersection, which you'll see here in just a second with no gate arms. You have to be really, really careful. So they make everybody kind of come through here. We'll stop even though there's no one right here. We'll stop. There's the new Aldi. Got another awesome classic looking golf cart right there. And Lake Sumter Landing is straight ahead. That's the back side of the parking lot for a lot of the businesses. We'll stop right here. Clear off to our left. We got to merge in with regular traffic. If we were to hang a left, that will take us right into the heart of the town square, but we're going to hang a right here and get back on the multimodal cart path. This is a four-way stop. Stop, no one's coming. And then you see that other golf cart right there. That's what you want to do. You want to turn left. Don't follow the cars out there into that roundabout. Don't do that. Go right here. Be careful. Watch for the cars coming around. No one's coming right now. That's awesome. And get right back here on the multimodal and this awesome neighborhood off to our left-hand side where these homes right here, when they go in the market for resale, they're all north of $1 million, some north of $2 million and more, because they do, not all of them, but a lot of these right here on this side do back up to Lake Sumter. So now we got to go over this little, it's not really a bridge because, well, I guess it is a bridge. Yeah, we're going over the water. It says 10 miles per hour. We got this big giant concrete wall here to separate us from the cars. Still makes me a little nervous that someone could, if they're not paying attention on their phone, they could, you know, hit that thing and jump the curb and hit you head on. But we're only on this for a couple of minutes. As you saw there, they have their own sidewalk for walkers over there. We're not going to stop right here, but this is Sunset Park. All right, so you can come over here and park your golf cart and watch the sunset over Lake Sumter Landing, not to be confused with Sunset Island down there at Eastport. Very busy in the cars today, but not many golf carts. Sometimes I'm driving right through here. There'll be easily 10, 15, 20 plus golf carts going over this bridge at the same time here. So we're now leaving the Lake Sumter Landing Bridge Authority area. That's what that sign said back there behind me. And then we're going to go through another golf cart tunnel and go back under Morse Boulevard one more time. So this is tunnel M5. And it gets slow and steady with those little bumpers there. And so a lot of you ask us, you know, in previous videos, can we drive our golf cart, you know, in the northern section, the historic district? And for our golf cart, yes, we don't have a problem. That tunnel right there really wasn't a problem, but you will see some of these other tunnels. They are shorter in the center, and on the edges, they kind of slope off. So my advice when you're up here in the older section and the more historic district parts of the villages, go slow and steady when you're going through those tunnels. Try to hug the center as much as possible. We'll stop. We got a car coming across here on our left-hand side, clear off to our right. But we've driven this golf cart through every golf cart tunnel, even the ones up there by the polo fields, and some of those up there are pretty tight. If you get too close to the walls, yeah, you can scrape the side of your roof, but just go slow and steady and try to hug the center, you know, without crossing over the line as much as possible. Here we go. We're coming up on another example. We got to go under another golf cart tunnel right here, and this one's definitely a lot lower, and you'll see what I'm talking about with the edges there. Tunnel M4. No one's coming, so we'll just go nice and slow right here. I'm still on my side of the little indicators there. We will stop because it is a sharp turn. Yep, you see carts coming right there. Got the mirror, and then we'll hang a left right here. So it can be done, but you should always take your own tape measure, measure the golf cart for yourself. On our website, if you go to michaelandtiffany.com and golf carts, I do have a link on there that gives you all the dimensions for the golf cart tunnels that were published. So you can go there and get a copy of those. But you should measure your own golf cart. We're going to stop right here, make sure one's coming off to our left. We're clear. And to our right, we're clear. That was Hope Lutheran Church. And now we're going to go this awesome little, kind of like a boardwalk bridge. All right, so we went underneath Morse Boulevard several times, and guess what? Now we're getting ready to actually drive on Morse Boulevard. This right here is one of the most deadly intersections of the villages for golf cart drivers. We stop. We'll get into our own golf cart multimodal right there. It says, welcome to Villages, a golf cart community, drive with care. And you do hear about, and you do see almost every week, maybe not every week, but definitely on a regular, frequent basis, there are golf cart accidents in this area and other places in the villages where a golf cart turns in front of a car and a car hits them, or two golf carts collide, or whatever it might be. So this can be a very deadly area up here because sometimes these cars are flying. I think the speed limit on this is supposed to be 35, but cars will fly. I mean, sometimes they'll do 50, 60 miles an hour driving down this road. So that's why we always talk about safety, the importance of wearing your seatbelt. At a minimum, have a lap seatbelt. We have the 3-point harness seatbelts on ours, because the unfortunate thing is when most people do get in an accident on their golf cart, whether it's a solo accident where they just hit a curb, or they swerve too fast and miss something, or they hit another golf cart or hit a car, the majority of times when people do have serious injuries or even fatalities is because they were not wearing their seatbelt and they get ejected from the golf cart and they hit their head. So you got a walker right here. We'll watch them get over just a little bit. So that's why we wear our seat belts no matter what. Even if I'm just riding around the neighborhood or driving down to our postal facility to get our mail, I still wear our seat belt. We're back doing under 20 miles per hour right now. Let's take a right here at Rio Grande Ave. Get back in this multimodal lane right here. And make our way up. There's several different ways you could get up here. We could have kept going straight down Morse Boulevard, but I wanted to get off Morse Boulevard as quickly as possible. Yeah, you still got regular cars back over here in this area. And also wanted you to see what this kind of looks like back here in these neighborhoods, all these mature trees and landscaping. All right, let's hang a left right here, and I may get a little confused back here. We'll see. See what it's telling me to do. It's telling me to go through this neighborhood right here. Oh yeah. I've done this one other time before. I should have kept going straight and stayed on that road and whatever. I may get a little confused down here because we'll cut through this neighborhood and then we got to get on some of the multimodals that kind of run behind the homes. So when I'm down in the southern section of the villages, I very rarely have to use the GPS. Kind of know that area, kind of like the back of my hands after living down there for 2+ years. Do get a little confused when they start building new homes. When it goes from empty land, all these homes, you got to get your bearings. But up here, I try to use the GPS, especially on things like this. All right, so here you go. Here is the little neighborhood. Let's see. Oh, it's actually telling me to go take a left. All right, so we're going to go through this one right here. All right. And we'll go slow and steady. And then we'll stop right here. No one coming. Then we'll hang a right. So this probably wasn't the most efficient way for me to go. I should have either stayed on Morse Boulevard and kept going up that way, or I should have stayed on that other road and went down and not went to these neighborhoods. But this is kind of some bonus video for you here. Because it looks like we're gonna just get back on this other road. And I think if I would have stayed on Morse Boulevard, it would have dumped me out on this road right here. So there you go. All right, so now we're going to drive with just regular traffic through this neighborhood. Definitely be really careful right here. This is Panama Place and Delmar Drive. We got traffic coming off to our right, no one off to our left, and we're good. We'll make it over here to this multimodal, and you see that golf cart right there driving through some of the neighborhood multimodals that goes behind the homes. So we could have done that as well, but we're gonna stay right here. Matter of fact, I think this is part of the race course tomorrow. We'll be walking, I think, unless they changed up the race course, we'll be walking right here, I think. I could be wrong about that. I can go check the race map. Off to our right-hand side, that is Chula Vista Villas. And we're just waiting to go through the gate arms right here. So the gate arms will come down for each car and golf cart. It didn't come down. I guess I just got them straight open then. All right, there we go. And we gotta go straight across. Straight across. Let's stop right here. It is a four-way intersection. We'll stop. No one to our left, no one to our right, and we're good. Welcome to the village of Spanish Springs. This is the village's oldest and original town square. Even though I'm supposed to take a left right there, we're gonna do a loop here. I'm supposed to take a left to go over there to the rec center. We're gonna take a loop around here and just show you all the construction they're doing right now. They built this back in 1994, so this opened up the year Tiffany and I got married. So they'll be celebrating their 32-year anniversary here this year as well. And they're doing a lot of renovations. You can see some folks over there enjoying lunch. Keep our head on a swivel, make sure no one's coming. And then we're gonna do one loop around the town square right here. And then we're gonna make our way over there. So we don't have a stop sign right here. Watch, make sure no one's coming. And then we're gonna stay in our lane right here, but keep our head in a swivel as people change lanes. And then, matter of fact, we're gonna change lanes. Put on my blinker, I'm getting in the right-hand lane because we're gonna hang a right up here when we get up here. Well, nope, we're not either. We got a truck right there in our way, so that's why I said you got to keep your head on a swivel around here. Now we're gonna take a right here. Wait for these folks to come across. And we're almost to our final destination over here. I think I'm supposed to go through this neighborhood right here. All right, let's go through this neighborhood. That's what my GPS is now telling me right now. Press the button. I lost my bearings there for a second. I glanced up at my GPS. This is what it's telling me to do. Again, just let you see some different areas of the villages, what these look like. These are some pretty neat homes right here. A different style, different type of roof. And then we'll go through this gate arm right here. And we'll come out right here in the parking lot. And I'm gonna do a wide angle here so you can see it and drive right up to it. It's off to our right there, but I'm gonna go up here and come down and let you see. There is the La Hacienda Recreation Center, where we have to come up here and pick up all of our race packets for every single running of the squares. Looks like she just picked up her race packet. See some other awesome classic golf carts right there. And I typically like to go over here and park way back in the back of the parking lot where you have all this awesome shade. So we'll go back here and park the golf cart, walk inside, get our race packets, and then we'll begin the long golf cart return home. And this time we'll take a different route so you can see some different areas of the villages. Back into my spot right here. We'll park it and we'll do a time check and all that other good stuff. All right, according to my watch, it's 1:43 and we still have 75% range left on our battery. So let me get the camera off the golf cart. We'll walk in there and get those race packets and we'll come back out and begin this long journey back home. All right, checking our dashboard. According to our golf cart, we went 16.5 miles since we left that recreation center, and then we still have 75% range left. So I went inside, got our race packets, so we're all set for tomorrow's running the Squares 5K here at Spanish Springs Town Square. just a minute, we're going to reattach the camera to the golf cart and begin that long journey back home. We're going to take a different route this time, and maybe if we have time, and maybe if we don't have any storms that blow through here, we'll actually circle around and check out a couple of the town squares as well too. So now's a good time. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Do us a huge favor by smashing the thumbs up button, drop us a comment below, and then share this video on our channel with other awesome people. They're looking for fun and positive content, but they just want to know more what it's really like to be full-time villagers and live here in Central Florida year-round. That would be awesome if you would share our video and channel with other people. And then if you're in the market for a new golf cart, we highly recommend our golf cart dealer we bought our golf cart from, Hidden Creek Golf Carts. They're awesome people over there. They're family owned, they're veteran owned. They have multiple locations all throughout Central Florida. They got one right there in Wildwood, very close to Brownwood Town Square, and they just opened up another brand new location in Leesburg. So there's a form on our website, fill it out, you go take it in. They're very no pressure. Most of the guys that work over there are also villagers. They're just helping other folks find the right golf cart for them. But just tell them that Michael and Tiffany said hello, and then you watch our videos. And if you do decide to buy a golf cart from them, if it works out for you, they'll give you an additional discount. So hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Happy Easter weekend, and we will see you in the next video.